because we're going to say it first. We're going to show the people first before. Hi, everyone.
Just fixing my mouth. Anyway.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to PropertyaskEkow. And as you may know, my passion is to help people build their living legacy through the power of real estate by helping them take control of their money, make more money, and save them more time. And I'm glad that today's episode is very exciting to me because it marks the very last episode for the year, or the live draw for the year. And of course, there's a cash prize to be won, which is 1,000 rand. And as we do best, we always try to make this very educational and interactive. So we're not just giving money away, but we're giving money to people that have taken their time to watch the videos, to educate themselves, and hoping that they could use the money fruitfully. And I would like to start by thanking everyone, especially our loyal community, for taking part in this quiz and for being very loyal. Because again, I always say this: without you, we weren't going to have anything called PropertyaskEkow. And as you can see, I'm with my little man here, Echo, to help me do the very best as usual. And this is something that I haven't done personally. And I think that today it's appropriate for me to ask just 2 simple questions. And at the end of this live draw, I would like you to answer those 2 questions. And also be able to ask me any question that you want to ask, whether it's personal, whether it's business or success, failure. You can never be successful without going through failures. So anything that's on your mind that you'd like to ask, I'm here to share. We're in the season of giving, and there's nothing better than having a live draw on a Christmas Eve. The question I would like, as we go through this live draw, for people to contemplate on and give an answer to is, why do you want to make money? So why do you want to make money? That's one. And once you have the answer to that, why do you want to do it through real estate? That's the question that I would like people to ponder upon and answer that question, and we can have that interactive conversation at the end of this video. At the end of this live draw. Just to recap on the questions that were asked for today's live draw, the first question was basically in 2 folds. And the question was, what do you need to demonstrate to the bank to get finance? Because if you want to go into real estate, if you want to go into real estate investment, you need to be able to use a whole lot of debt. I always say this, and people, sometimes frown upon, but you cannot be a successful real estate investor without borrowing money from someone, whether it's the bank, your uncle, your father, your brother, whatever that you do in real estate, you have to borrow money to leverage on. And the reason why you do that is because it's capital intensive, and that's why you need that money. So what do you need to demonstrate to the bank or to any lender to get money from that person? And also, of course, I threw in a favorite part of me, which is the ROI. So basically, what do I use personally as Echo to calculate my return on investment on my property investment? And we're going to go through that. And so that's the first question. And the answer to those questions on the first part of the question is pretty simple. It's just 4 answers. It's basically, you need to establish a good credit rating. You need to take business loans, and that's very crucial. If you also want to go further, you need business loan. And me, as a former banker, I know that banks place a whole lot of value on the entity that borrowing the money. Cash flow is key, but you need to be a legal entity, because legal entity, and if you run the business well, it becomes timeless. Whereas on a personal level, we've got a lifespan, we've got a capped lifespan. Even if you live for 100 years, you're going to die one day. But if the business is run successfully and you've put proper succession plans in place, estate plan, you've got a proper will in place, then obviously the business is going to live on for generations to come. And that's why banks like that. So yes, and the second part is you basically have to establish a good relationship with a bank, with one bank. Start with one bank and build a relationship further. It's critical to have a good credit rating or good credit history. Without that, you are doomed. So everything that you do in terms of business, irrespective whether it's real estate, whether it's any business that you go in, you need to make sure that your credit record or your credit credentials is something that you don't want to play with. You can't be a successful business person if you're not an honest payer to your lenders. So that's proper, and you have to just meet all your obligations on time, and that's what I just said. You need to pay on time, and if you have more, throw in more so that they can trust you, have confidence in you, and give you more money, because that's what you want. You want more money. The ROI calculation is pretty straightforward. And why do I call ROI the most vital number or equation to know in business? Because it encompasses every single aspect that you need to go through. So when you look at your net profit, it means you have taken everything that expenses that help you basically have to go through in business to be able to generate cash flow. Cash flow is just a fancy word for net profit, and that's it. And obviously your cash invested. So if you borrow money from a bank and you leverage from the bank, then your ROI is your net profit over your cash invested. And obviously there's a video that I've done on how to leverage to invest in property with property, and I explain in detail how do you leverage off, how do you see your leverage numbers. So, and then last week, of course, we did how to calculate your ROI. We just unpacked it. So that video is going to enhance this and help you to see other revenue streams, what you can make out of property by just using other people's money. If you play the game well, play the money game to win, and property will give you that power to do that. And the second question was, what are the 8 steps planned for rental property investing? And the answers are also straightforward. You need to, of course, these are not answers that are cast in stones. These are not the only answers. People have different versions, but these 8 points that I put across are my favorite, are the ones that made me a millionaire through property. And those are the things that I would like to get people to know so that they can know the steps and avoid lengthy mistakes that I went through to get where I am now. We just want to shortcut the process, but in a quality way, so that you don't make the same mistakes. You can stand on my shoulders and be giant and be bigger than me. That is the aim. So answer one, the first point is make sure that your credit history is healthy. We've gone back to the credit. So everything that we're doing, your credit history must be solid. That's it. Assess your affordability. Make sure that you are able to pay. You are able to give back. And you can do that if you understand how to calculate your ROI. The ROI will be able to help you assess your affordability. And hence, that is why I'm unpacking all these important equations and all these important factors in business in series in the I share with you guys. And I'm very grateful that you take your time to watch these videos, to understand what and to ask questions. The second is your budget. And of course, I've done budgeting video also. So you can look at the budget video, but my 5 basic techniques of budgeting. So you can look at that, but it's crucial. If you do not budget right, you wouldn't be able to generate positive cash flow. And if you don't generate positive cash flow, your ROI will be negative. And if your ROI is negative, you cannot make money. You cannot be a serial real estate investor or a serial businessman. You cannot be a tycoon. And you want to be great at what you do. And therefore, budgeting is key. You need, once you know how to budget, it leads onto the fourth point, which is save for deposits. If you budget right, you'll be able to save right, and you'll be able to have enough money to put down payment, a 20% down payment, a 10% down payment, so that you'll be able to leverage off or leapfrog with the other 80, 90% that the bank is going to give you. Get pre-approved loans. It's crucial. That's point number 5, to get pre-approved loans from the bank, because it's like getting into a car to drive and not knowing your destination. That is a recipe for a disaster. So you need to get what you've got a good relationship with your bank. So get pre-approved loan, know how much the bank is willing to give you, so that you save your own time. So that when you go and apply, or when you go out there looking for properties, you know exactly what your affordability is. So you can sieve and you can filter out the weeds and stay with the best. And that's basically by doing pre-approval, that's what you get out of it. You save time. And this channel is more about helping people save time, make more money. And this is what I did to get where I am. It took long for me to get there because I never had a fiscal mentor to take me through this process. I had to learn this on my own and with determination. But today, you can make it very simple because you've got me and you've got my team from PropertyaskEkow, who are a brilliant team that will be able to help you achieve your goals. So that's very crucial. And you've got us. Use the resources that we have, use our brains, use our networks, and make money. That's the point. Create financial independence. And that is what this channel is all about. Beware of additional cost. You need to be aware of additional costs when it comes to buying properties. People just look at the purchase price, but you must know that there's administrative costs that you have to pay. There are legal fees that you have to pay. There's municipality bills that you have to pay, your rate and taxes. There's levies if it's a sectional title that you have to pay. All these things, you need to be aware of it so that it can fit nicely in your ROI calculation, so that you can get positive cash flow out of it. And I know it's very possible to also make infinite profit out of that. And you can watch that video on how to raise unlimited loans from the bank, because it will help you to unpack and understand how to do that. And if you're confused or you want any explanation, you can always send me an email. You can always respond to my YouTube page, and I will always respond to you. The team is there. I'm there. We will always respond to your questions. Visit the property. It is very, very, very crucial. And I'm saying this because I learned it the hard way. We buy properties on auction, and at some point we got complacent and we never went to check the properties before we bought them. And guess what? It took us a year to evict the previous owner from that property. Had I gone to see that property, I was going to always have the feel of what the interaction was and make a judgment call. We didn't do that, and we paid dearly. Even though we bought that property cash, we paid dearly. Imagine now that if we bought that property from the bank and we had to pay the mortgage every single month. On top of it, find legal fees to evict somebody from a property. It is a big headache. The best thing you have to do, go into the property, find out who stays there, find out what's going on, and buy a property knowing that at least you've got a calculated risk. You at least 80% certain, 90% certain that you are going to get access to your property. Go see the property every single time. If you cannot do it, find a reputable person, a strong agent, a good friend that you know in your network that understand what you're doing, and get that person to go see. What I'm saying, go see the property, visit the property. It might not always be you. We've gotten to a certain level that I can't always go to the property because we're busy. but we've got people in place that can go view that property, and we've got models that and questions that the person needs to answer when they are in the property to be able to come and tell us how much we must bid for. Of course, the higher the risk, the lower you bid for your property. That's the reason why you need to go see the property to find out what renovation, what other remodel cost that you need to put in to get the property. And the last but not the least is to work with a qualified agent. This is a big mistake that a whole lot of wannabe investors make. Avoid that mistake. Don't do everything on your own. You're not an island. There are smart agents out there that can assist you. And of course, how do you get to know a smart agent? You might ask. You're going to know a smart agent if you have done your homework. You ask the right questions, and based on the answers that you get, you know that this is the guy that I can part my money with. And that's it. Okay. So enough. Now let's move on to the reason why we're here. And the reason why we're here is that today or tonight on Christmas Eve, one lucky person is going to walk away with, as usual, 1,000 rand in cash. And without further ado, I was just going to go through the number of people that actually entered into this competition. And my boy Echo here is going to take over from me. As you know, this is the third episode of the live draw. And every live draw that we do, the numbers increase. We started with 3 people. Well, actually 2 people. And last week it was 5. This last 2 weeks it was 5. The last episode, and this episode we're 9. We're hoping that the next episode, come New Year, we'll get more people participating. This is real. We're not playing around with people. It's real money. You make it. You watch the video. You like a video. You subscribe to our channel, and you educate yourself. And how fun it is to educate yourself and get a reward in the end. So the person that I've got, the first name I have here is Sifiso Masuku. And these are all regular names. So Sifiso Masuku, again, I'll put it in the bowl. We've got Sabelo Nkwayana. Here also it goes back again in the pot. Jabulani Mazui, again in the pot. Put it here. Priscilla Jones. Priscilla Jones, I see, is a newcomer. Welcome to our loyal community. We hope that you find our videos very informative and educational. We've got Rajati Malachi. Go back in the pot. Okay. We've got Conte Rampele in the pot. Intombekle Rashama. Ayanda Africa. Jessica Kulu, also a new welcome Jessica to the channel. Again, we hope that you find the channel very useful, and you always you're always welcome to send us any message or any comment that you have on how to improve the channel, because the channel is about you and not us. So any comments, how do we improve this channel, what you want to see on the channel, let us know and we'll do accordingly. And the last but not the least is Natasha Molosiwa. Also, we see Natasha is new here. So that's it. We've got the 9 lucky nominees. Hopefully, good luck to all of you, and may the best guy win. Echo, you have anything to say?
Thank you for coming in this video. You still remember who won on the second live draw, the first live draw. So this being our present for Christmas. We've been looking forward for this weekend. So you see, you're gonna go stronger, and with the money, so you can be billionaires, 1,000 years, or you can be whatever you want with the money. But you can use your expenses or your assets or your charity and also your
Yes, your charity, and also use the money wisely.
Oh yeah, and use the money wisely.
Okay.
So now we're gonna start the live draw.
Okay. Now mix it up and choose one. Don't look in the bowl. Be fair. Yes. Okay, take one.
I'm fair and square, and this is the lucky winner that takes the money and walks off.
Good. Oh, wow. So our lucky winner for tonight is Rajati Malachi. As usual, the office will contact you. You send an email. We need your bank confirmation letter from your side indicating that you're the right person that we're sending the money to, and we'll do the rest. Now, remember when I started, I asked a question as to why do you want to make money and why real estate? And I just want to go through. I see some comments coming through. So I'll just go through and see what answers am I getting, and then take it from there. And I see also, yeah, so let's see what answers why you want to, why real estate, and why do you want to make money. Well done to Rajeti. Well done, and good luck to the rest. We're still going to go on until the 18th of February. So there's still more episodes to come through with this live draw.
And I'm glad that you won the money, because the money is very important to buy food and put some of it in your bank account, because the money is very important in your heart and in your life.
Yes. Okay. So
and that's what stays in your heart forever and ever. And remember this video from ever, and share it with your friends, share it with your father or your mom, because it's very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Echo. Well done. Give me 5. Well done, my boy. As usual. Okay. So yes. So I'm still waiting as to why do you want to make money? And I'm not seeing any comments from anyone at this moment. And is there anyone that also want to ask me a question? Echo Jr., you're too sweet. I will let him know because he's just walked away. Okay. So yes. So at least we've got one Ayanda that says for financial freedom, and of course, that's the reason why we do this, to empower each other. And guys, you don't need to be shy of talking about money or talking about money, because at the end of the day, whatever that we do, money is at the center. It's at the core of what we do. Of course, we need to do it purposefully. You need to make money with meaning. You need to profit with purpose, and you need to be you need to be street smart with heart. And that's what the money game is all about. The question I've got here from Rulani is, how did you move from banking to property? And that's a very good question, because moving from banking to property, people always say you had a very good job, so why did you quit it? Why did you go into property? I went into property, one, because the love of it, and two, because of the financial freedom, like what Ayanda just said, financial freedom. And why property in particular? So in life, when I was growing up, this is what my mom taught me. My mom said to me that in life, you need to revolve around the 4 basic needs of human beings, which is shelter, food, water and electricity, and clothing. And property is crucial. Property, we see the improvement on the property, but what you're buying is the land. And land will never go anywhere. So therefore, if you have a property and you have investment property and you sell it out and you rent it out, you've got the freedom to always beat inflation. The property rental increases minimum 7% year on year, 10% at best. And that is tracking inflation every single year. This is the only asset class that guarantees of you tracking inflation on a regular basis if you manage your property investment well. And this is one of the reasons that I went in. I was able to quit my job in 5 years of investing in property because I was able to understand how the cash flow, how the numbers work. Property is a numbers game. And the love of it and the fact that I wanted to go be financially free is what got me into property. And therefore, I didn't want to gamble too much in terms of what I do with my money or what I spend my hard-earned money on, and property for sure. And by the way, it's a proven fact that 90% of the world's millionaires are created through the power of real estate. That's a fact. And every single billionaire on this earth at least have 50% of their money invested in property. So if they're doing that, then what better way of investing your money? Okay, so this is the reason why I moved from banking to property. And also to be here, to educate, and to tell people that irrespective of wherever you come from, whatever you put your mind to, and you work hard at it, you will attain it. So it's just also on a personal drive to give a testimony to say that you don't need to do anything illegal. There's a lot of opportunities legally available to make money. And property is one of the asset classes that opens the door for you to do this. And yes, to leave a legacy, again, to leave a legacy is very crucial. I see Mansa putting that to leave a legacy. It's very, very crucial. Whatever we do, property can, if you go into Johannesburg, do you know how old is Johannesburg? Johannesburg is 130 years old. And the buildings in Johannesburg belongs to certain families. Those parents that work hard have passed on. The kids are still living off these properties. And that is how tangible property is. You can see it. It doesn't go anywhere. So as old as Johannesburg, I'm yet to see anybody in South Africa that's 130 years old. But there's a building that's 130 years old that's been providing income up to generations and generations and generations, and we're going to die, and that building is still going to provide income to that family. And that's what property does for you. And that is why I do property. Okay, so I think that's it. I don't want to take much of your time. I want you to enjoy your Christmas tomorrow. I hope that you have fun. I hope that Santa Claus passes your way and give you and help you with your wishes and give you what you need and keep you safe. Of course, health-wise. It's very crucial for us to be safe and see each other next year. We're going to come next year stronger, irrespective of whatever that's happening around us. We're going to come more educated, more desired, and more willing to take over this world. Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the support you give us. I really do. Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone, and the ones that won the cash. The cash. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
And you be ready for the fourth live show.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you.
Highly appreciate. Bye-bye.
So what did the fans say about me?
They said